A pleasure to meet all at last, and welcome once again to HJN Season 5. And what we have here is number 2705. And a subject in particular that I intend to discuss are creams. And I guess you could say there's been a lot of things that I have talked about, one particular thing. So by going through plural, I'll probably have a good excuse to do a lot more with less. And so, much like when I talked a bit about journals, or I talked a bit about scents, I feel like that creams are going to give me just as much coverage to work with as I possibly go. It's probably a little more extra space than what most other subjects have had to showcase. But anyways, creams are unique physical embodiments in which that they're typically made as a semi-liquid. More so, creams are the ubiquitous feeling between solid and liquid, in which that they're of the more either gelatinous or liquefied variants of certain things in life. For instance, when you have creams, sometimes you can always have yourself a certain thing to work with. And creams are also made from various different things. Often, there's bases and stabilizers that are made to keep them around, sort of like with syrups and sauces, so that their unique consistency doesn't either become too runny, nor does it clump up or become a weird solid. So, it's better to balance the two things together rather than go one direction or the other. But either way, there's all sorts of creams out there. The more delectable type, of course, would be the obvious ice cream. Still appropriate that in the middle of summer we happen to talk a bit about that, and while we're approaching fall, it's about a month and a half from now. On the other hand though, there are the not so edible versions of creams out there. There are sometimes the Tresemme medicated ointments, or ointments as a whole, but they do have a cream-like texture to it. More so, these types of creams are more for medication, specifically applying it as a surface wound healing device or as a unique ailment healer to certain wounds. There's also the variation of creams that are also known to help with various different conditions such as eczema or dried lips, cold sores, rashes, etc. And there's a unique variety of different creams to choose from, usually coming from different brands. Cortisone has their own brand, Tresemme has their own variety of creams to choose from. And while there's often specific creams made for specific cases out there, like anything that has to do with burns, anything that has to do with cuts or scrapes, there's always a cream for those specific types of injuries, etc. But any other way you look at it, there's also creams that can sometimes be used for other applications, not just for food or medical varieties, but there's also creams that can be done through various other applications as well. There are sometimes creams that can be used on the basis of toys, mainly as an accessory or add-on, a voucher that can sometimes arrive separately with the set, and I've remembered some things over the years. You might be familiar with Martian Matter, the alien creator. A unique cream basically dries up, sort of like a slime, not so much as a cream, but you probably get the idea. It dries up and creates a unique alien character that comes out of the mold, and anybody who's remembered that thing, I sure did. I got it for Christmas all the way back in 2008, as you can see from this photo. But let's be more on this. Creams have played up to many other different significances and also for different other applications. Usages can vary from different functions and also from what different perspectives you're intending to use it on, but most of the time we know of creams by the ways of food or medicine, as they are the most common varieties available. And while cream has been made possible in other things just as well, in our daily lives, we mostly recognize them as we eat off of them on our cone or apply them to our flesh in order to heal ourselves from the outside in, and not just the inside out, which can be done with other things as well. Supplements, orange juice, seeds, nuts, you pretty much get the idea. Anything that can help heal the body, you can always use creams for it mostly for external things, not really for internal things. But you can definitely satisfy your innards with ice cream, just as a mere example. But anyways, though, that's pretty much it that I have to cover for this piece of HJN. I will be back with more things, however, so for more of HJN, make sure to like, subscribe, comment, follow me wherever you can find me, and stay on the Hollywood side.